between two signature programs. And now Coach Newman-Denise will try and pull one off against Patty Gasso and the Sooners. First pitch from Kirsten Deal. Just misses. Cario works ahead in the count. What's most impressive about this run for the Aztecs, the quality of competition it came against. Right before they came here, they beat a really good Loyola team 8-5. Then here at Mary Nutter, 3-2 over Missouri, 3-2 over Nebraska in 8 innings, a game we saw here, and then 9-0 over Bethune. Slow roll, 4-3, easy work for Hodge over at second.
Yeah, those were some tight wins, some tough wins. They battled all the way through. Nice pitch by Deal, working that back door to get in on the hands. That's an easy ground ball for Hodge to get over to first.
That one right down the line and a perfect hop. One of the queens of SDSU softball stands at first base, an Espinosa single.
That one just a pop, and then you could see that was right on the line. It actually hit the base, and that's where Jennings was able to get it. Popped up pretty high, but I think if that hops over the base, that might have been a double. So Oklahoma getting a little bit of a lucky break on that hit.
Sets up Ali Garcia, the hero yesterday for San Diego State. Has as good a pedigree as you'll find anywhere in this tournament. Tremendous experience. Now she brings it to this SDSU program, and she's got another chance. Espinosa's at first, but Garcia can already make an impact. That got just a piece, and so her impact, a free bag. 2 on the pond, just like that for the Aztecs.
That back door that Deal was able to get before, she tries to go there again to get that weak ground ball, but that one just stays too over the batter's box and just grazes the hands of Garcia. But already, really quickly, San Diego State, they're getting runners on base. They're applying a little bit of pressure to Oklahoma.
From one Pac-12 transfer to another. Here's Angie Yellen. No conference in the circle. SDSU poised so well to receive those Pac-12 transfers. Not only by virtue of, well, being in San Diego and being pretty close to home, but just having a really strong athletics department across the board. San Diego State is one of those first mid-majors you think of, and it doesn't even really matter what sport it is. Yellen lifting to Pickering, and Cassidy makes the play for out number 2.
That was a nicely squared up ball. This curve stays over the middle of the plate, over the heart, and Yellen, she takes this one for a drive. But we've seen Pickering, she's gotten the start. She's able to track that one down, but that one just left over the plate. That's something that Deal, she's gonna have to get tighter on those corners against this team, especially while they're so hot right now.
Kenna Brocky's got a couple RBI so far in this tournament, one against Nebraska. Sends that one fouling out of play. Up top, Deal trying to work her way out of trouble. If you want to come check out the action in person, the official ticket source is through the MaryNutterClassic.com website. Still plenty of great action to watch, live and on site in Cathedral City. Dealing. Earns the K, her first, strands 2. Oklahoma threatened and nothing more. Here come the champ.
Pretty stacked lineup, especially on that top half. Seeing 400 plus. Just kind of back to back to back in the.
No real dead spots. That's how it's designed. Another kind of funky shift. Seeing Booney hitting the 8 spot instead of the 9. We saw it last night against Wisconsin. It worked. Oklahoma got a run rule win. And so Coach Gasso will keep that one the same. They go against Allie Light. Been fantastic this year. Those numbers speak for themselves. Look at that K to walk ratio. She's got tremendous control. She's given up pretty much nothing. Allie Light has been lights out for the Aztecs. She had one of the best games of her career against Fullerton right here at Mary Nutter. 7 Ks. And that's a Fullerton team who has already re-announced themselves here in 2024.
Yeah, and we all know softball players superstitious. Do something good, you want to repeat. So why not do something good on this field? That was a nice pitch on that inner half. You could see Light wanted that one, thought she had it against Coleman. This one just ends up just a little inside.
As does that. A couple of pretty good 2-strike pitches for Allie Light.
Here early in the first inning, pitchers trying to discover, okay, where's this strike zone? What can I get away with? What can I get away with? Just trying to establish that zone.
Reaching out to left, Espinoza under it for out number 1.
This one, a fading fly ball over there. And a nice, easy catch for Espinoza deep in left field. That's a big out to get. Jada Coleman's so good in that leadoff spot of just getting on base, whether it's hit, bunt, she can do it all.
Brito, first pitch swinging, a laser. Goldberg on time and online. Aztecs fired up.
Let's talk about that dig over at first by Murphy. This is a rocket off the bat of Brito. That is a great catch over at third by Goldberg, giving herself the time to have that extra shuffle and then pop it over to first. But Murphy, the dig.
A.J. Murphy's grandfather won 6 gold gloves for Oakland. Defense runs in the family. And right now, her squad trying to send Oklahoma down in order. Cassidy Pickering, the one who hopes to prevent that, hitting third in this lineup. The back-to-back-to-back champs have a freshman in the 3-hole. That pretty much tells you the season that Cassidy Pickering has had so far.
Pickering batting .407. Came out her first at bat, hit a grand slam, and it's pretty much been on par from there.
Light gets that inside pitch. Working on it, finally breaks through.
Watch Garcia bring this pitch in with her glove. The way that she is able to curl her fingers around and then just bring them back over the plate. that was not a strike, but Garcia is working for her pitcher, getting those calls.
Right back to it. Garcia is doing fantastic work. It's a pretty clear message. At least first time around, Allie Light wants to work that screwball inside the lefties. Chopped up to Light. The bobble is enough. Cassidy Pickering creates a little chaos, and Oklahoma has life, their first base runner.
This one catches her out in front, especially after going in. But like, she's just not able to hang on to that ball. And you can see Fale Steele, the first base coach, former OU alum, calling her safe.
The Oklahoma connections are everywhere, as always. Patty Gasso's coaching tree is massive. Right back to that screw, lefty, righty, doesn't matter. Strike one to Tiare Jennings. In on the hands, friendly hop for Oklahoma. That goes fair. Might have been an out.
In on the hands, indeed. That screwball is working right now for Light. She's wanting to go in on the hands of lefties and righties. She has that backdoor screw, and then she's going tight, not trying to give Oklahoma a moment of relief. And for her, erring on the side of caution, I think is the right thing to do. You'd rather have a ball a couple inches off the plate than a couple inches over the plate against a hitter like Jennings.
Set up outside. That breaks right back in, and it's oohs and ahs from the fans making the trip up from San Diego. Tiare rolls a foul.
And look at all those people. If you look on the sidelines down that third base foul line, there are tons of fans. I mean, that is grass, believe it or not. There's no seats. Everybody is just bringing their own chairs, just lining there. You can see all in the outfield. Some of them fake fans painted on the wall, but most of them real,
very
live
real.
in here for some softball.
Run it full here for Tiare Jennings. They've gotten a show, no matter who you're rooting for. History's been made a few different times. Those fans always enjoy it no matter what, but Tiare did plant herself #2 all time in the Oklahoma RBI list, past Lauren Chamberlain last night. Payoff pitch. Jennings keeps it rolling. Jennings sat on that one. That is a professional swing from Tiare Jennings. Sooners at the corners.
And this one, watch the extension of Jennings. Stays on it. She even almost pauses a moment after she hits that ball to really emphasize, I have to stay through this ball. And that was a great heads-up base running by Pickering, going first to third. She sees that ball is going to drop. She sees center field. Baraki, she's a little bit deep, and goes, you know what, I'm going to bet on my speed, and takes third. And you can see right there,
Ella
Jennings,
Parker.
she's saying inside. That is where she's throwing, inside. And that is the plan
Yeah,
of San
especially
Diego State.
the lefty up now, for sure. Parker comes in, and it runs away from her. That's a great pitch by Light. She did the job. The Mountain West Pitcher of the Year strands 2, and we are scoreless with 1 complete.
Out and watch a softball game with the mountains as a backdrop. Again, I don't know. It can't be more picture perfect than this.
Aztecs brought 5 up in the opening frame, and now Dio starts it out with a strike against Ignacio. Important to note, this is an Aztecs team not quite at 100%. The Mountain West preseason player of the year not in the lineup after sustaining an injury yesterday. So this upset gets that much tougher. The Aztecs, game so far.
It's been tough. We've seen a couple of teams just struggle with injuries early on here. Just here at Mary Nutter, but just in general.
Ignacio in the right, where Boone awaits, and we certainly wish Mac the best in her recovery. She is an electric player to watch. So is Riley Boone.
So fun to see her. Definitely a spark plug, so you hope she gets back. It's still super early here in the season, so you're hoping to see her later on as preseason ends and conference starts to come back into play.
Katie Goldberg, who had the nice snag over at third 15 minutes ago, watches a breaker in from Deal. The sophomore, heir apparent for this Oklahoma pitching throne. Many have come and gone and represented some of the best in our sport. And Kirsten admitted she was a little nervous last time we saw her in Puerto Vallarta, but now pretty locked in.
Mike's picking up a little bit of Kinsey Hansen chatter. Vocal on the
That's
field.
got to help. A young pitcher, didn't get that many innings last year, 4th arm out of the pen, now in a signature role. But you've got a calming influence behind the plate. And there's the payoff. A K for Kirsten.
Deal, she's able to get this curveball across coast to coast of the plate. Starts on that outer half corner, but look at that movement. She is dealing, and Kinsey Hansen loving every moment.
AJ Murphy also coming off a nice defensive play. Both corner infielders good so far. She goes after the first pitch. She sees Boone. Couple outs in the frame. That thing kept carrying. Boone read it the entire way. Kirsten Deal sends the Aztecs down 1-2-3. Bottom of the second, Oklahoma hoping to get rolling. Hansen chops it up. Macario keeps it simple.
After busting Hansen on the inside, you can see Light going on that outer half, getting her to extend and roll over that pitch. And that has been the story for Light. Go in, bust away. In, bust away. And she has been pretty successful at keeping these runners off the base path, keeping these hitters from squaring things up too solid.
First pitch to Sanders misses for ball 1. Allie Light's a real case study in momentum as far as it affects player development. You see her really strings success together at the end of 2022. She uses that confidence, comes out and dominates in 2023, one of the best strikeouts to walk ratios anywhere in the country, and is now off to an even better start and tries to put a capstone on it here with a win against Oklahoma.
And it starts with taking it one pitch at a time, one batter at a time, doing the little things right. That pitch nicely placed on that outside half. Don't really see a backdoor screwball too often from a pitcher, so that angle from a righty's arm has to be different. We're used to the screwball inside, but that backdoor kind of gives them a moment of pause. And I think that's been working in Light's favor. That one, talk about standing room only. Whenever there's a foul ball over there, there's no room for any of the bystanders. So you really have to keep a heads up, especially if you're down the foul lines, so you have two fields to worry about.
Sanders watching. It's always a fun time here at Mary Nutter. You get great softball, plenty to do around the ballpark, both in it and next door over in Palm Springs. Right now, though, the focus very much on the dirt. Hey, I'll let you take that. I'm not trying to get in the way of your sponsorship. Payoff to Sid Sanders, misses for ball 4.
I'm right here if they want to know where to find me. It was a good battle by Sanders, being able to draw that walk. And it brings up Riley Boone. She has been so good at the plate for Oklahoma, typically in that 9 spot of accepting the role of, okay, I'm here to get on base and turn the lineup over, whatever it looks like. Bunt, slap, hit, doesn't matter. But here's the pitching sequence. That inner half right there to Sanders kind of catches her. It looks like she's looking for the outside pitch, and then she tends to go away, away, away. Fouled off a few on the inner half, and then Slight not able to find that outside corner.
Frees up Riley Boone. Will happily take one on the inside part, do a little slap, and get an easy single, but she is a true threat because she can also stand in and crush one. Maya Bland, by the way, hanging out at first base.
That tells you right there, by taking out Sanders and putting in Bland this early in the game, Oklahoma, they want to make the first hit. They want to give a punch. They want to make them understand, okay, we are here. We want to score some runs. Had some base runners on last inning. Had a runner at third too, but San Diego State, they were able to get out of it. And I think it's, again, credit to Light and those pitch sequences that she was throwing. It really threw Oklahoma's offense off balance.
There, Boone does go for the slap. That ball was sprinting away from her.
Slap and run action 20. Right there. Maya Bland stealing on that pitch. So you're seeing Coach Gasso go to the call card, make some action, make the San Diego State defense feel some chaos.
Have to get creative against Light. Boone puts it where it needs to be, as she so often does. 2 on the pond for OU.
This one from Boone, after showing that slap, look at the way this defense is set up. See the shortstop shifted over a little bit, looking like she was wanting to cover that ball at second. And she gets on base, but I think we're going to see a pitching gauge here. Corey.
It is a pitch by committee approach against Oklahoma. I would not be surprised if we see Allie Light come back later on. But for now, we're going to change it up. Second time around, coming for the Aztecs. We'll step aside. Let Cece throw her warm-ups. Back we come. CC Salora going to get the nod here, first out of the pen. Numbers so far, an ERA of 2.88. She is 1-1 on the campaign, 24 1/3 thrown, 7 Ks, 4 walks. Trying to keep Oklahoma at bay with 2 runners on and good speed. Bland and Boone at second and first.
San Diego State, they were pretty quick going ahead and switching out Light and Salora. I think they know once Oklahoma's offense gets going, it's pretty hard to stop the momentum that is their bat. So they don't want to risk it. They don't want that momentum to start swinging in their favor. They're going to go ahead and switch out early, keep these hitters off balance, keep them guessing. I think that's going to be the name of the game here for San Diego State as far as their pitching plan, their game plan.
Bunt laid down, pop throw to third is an obstruction call. Count the stolen base for Bland. Give me a break. I don't have to be an expert lip reader.
Coach is fired up about that one, saying that she had to jump midair and she was tagging. You could see the defense talking about it behind, but she is heated here. Not happy about that call.
Here's a look.
Right there. I don't know. It's kind of tough. I think Bland had the front end of that bag to be able to slide into.
Yeah.
But from the position of the umpire, made it difficult to see.
Hodge loops it up to Espinoza, who gets the throw in time. No possible advance. That's a huge turn for the Aztecs.
And again, credit to their throwing their teams off balance. Just watch that again. I think from that angle, it looks like an obstruction. We'll get another foul ball, our third one today. But from the angle, if you were looking from the pitcher's perspective towards third base, I think that's where you really saw it. There was room at the front half of the bag for Bland to slide into.
We get the benefit of all the camera angles. Joe Planty does not. Popped up and finding its way into the grass. Bland and Boone both score. Opening lead belongs to Oklahoma thanks to Jada Coleman.
This one jammed on the inner half, but Coleman just gets it into no man's land. Shortstop, the infield was pulled in just a little bit, but outfield, Baraki has to respect the power that Coleman presents whenever she's up at the bag. Oklahoma up by 2.
2 runs with 2 outs for OU. And that floats into Alyssa Brito. Rito to Farron, across the diamond to close it. SDSU believes they should have been out of the inning with that call that was a quick bunt attempt for Kate Farron begins our third inning. So here's the obstruction revised rule.
Yeah.
Word for word. It is obstruction if the defender blocks any part of the leading edge of third, in this case. It's any base. However, defensive players will not be called for obstruction if they're in possession of the ball or if they're making a legitimate reaction to the trajectory of the ball after it is thrown. It's the second part that's the argument for Coach Nuva Mendenise. It's the first part that's the argument for Patty Gassa. Deal. Just misses.
Had Kenzie Hansen fooled.
She was ready to throw it around the horn.
This one as close can be, but we've seen this umpire consistently on that outside corner. Just pinching just a little bit, a little tight over there. These pitches are still figuring out the strike zone, but I've always said umpires are humans. As long as they are consistent with the zone, I'm okay with that because I know where the strike zone is, and he has been pretty consistent about being just a little tight on that outside half.
Little 8-pitch battle cooking here between Kate Farron, Kirsten Deal. Deal 11 pitches in each of the first 2 innings. Pretty efficient. But she'll have nearly that many against just the first hitter here in Farron. Deal comes home and needs another one.
We've already seen today a lot of long at-bats, good battles at the plate with 2 strikes. I think also it's the ability of these athletes to trust their instincts and anticipate what pitch is going to come next, being able to battle, being able to have that mindset.
Strike 3. Farron can't believe it. 3rd K today for Deal.
It's a nice frame back there by Kenzie Hansen. Bringing that ball back up into the eyes of the umpire, getting that call for her pitcher.
Macario up and watching ball 1. Kenzie Hansen going blue stripe today as you get another look. Great drag.
How solid that stick is. Just very clean on bringing that ball back up into the zone. Very, very quiet with her glove. Not a lot of movement.
Yep. The subtle art of framing. One of the great ones at it right now.
Unsung heroes back there.
No doubt. Kenzie Hansen went red stripe last night. Now a more calming blue here on a California afternoon.
Yeah, the colors signify different meanings. So blue, just a little bit more calming, just a little bit more relaxing. Red, a little bit more high energy intensity. But you'll see vertical stripes on pitchers who like to go up and down, a little bit more horizontal. The pitchers like Deal who have that side-to-side movement.
There is that side-to-side movement.
Being able to work through and just give that pitcher a visual target as they're going to throw that pitch. This is the height that we want it to be at. We want it right here. We want it to start on the edge of the blue and move all the way to the other edge of the blue.
Deal call time. Pretty remarkable the strides we've made in terms of the mental game. Talk about giving your pitcher the right color there to see. UCLA listens to instrumental music and has a visualization board. Very, very different than it was even 10 years ago. Different thought processes for each game. Payoff pitch for Deal. Just reaching out and poking it. Hodge on time.
Hodge, she's a great defender, but that ball that was placed so nicely, especially as a lefty, whenever you're moving through that ball and it's tight and on the hands, to be able to keep your hands inside and put that ball back up the middle. That was great hand placement, but Hodge, great footwork, great first step to get there, get that out.
Espinoza. We'll see it roll foul.
I like that, a little bit of chaotic action that she's trying to create right there. Sanders, she's staying back at first. Gonna have Deal, the lefty, cover all the bunts between her, Brito, and Hansen. Put something down the first base line. Could cause some chaos.
Goes the other way to Brito, drawing Sanders off the bag, but no problem. Espinoza's coming off a great game against Bethune, but Deal had the right answer there. See Pickering? May very well have some All-American honors by the time it's all said and done in her career. The freshman hits now, 3-4-5 for Oklahoma. First pitch swinging, just out of the reach of Farron. It's a leadoff base runner.
And she's wasted no time getting into a rhythm here this game. This one elevated on that outer half. She's able to drive this one hard enough that you could see that rise kind of take over and get over the head of Farron over at short.
In Pickering's 7 at-bats, she has 6 hits. Just scorching under the California sun. Is that enough? Sure is. Didn't squirt all that far from Garcia, didn't matter.
This one just a little bit of a bobble, but if you notice, that bobble happened behind Jennings. So even though Garcia was able to keep it in front, she's gonna have to throw around Jennings to get that, and that was a good read by Pickering.
Pickering gets back, throw from Farron in time. Bounce back there. The freshman Parker. So Laura attacking and getting the first strike.
It's a nice pitch attacking that zone. Ella Parker, again, another freshman, but still just as deadly. Had a lot of success last night. So whenever you go against her, you can't treat her like a freshman who doesn't know what she's doing. She very much gives the presence of a veteran. And Laura, she's doing a great job just mixing up the eye levels of these hitters, going in, working out. just to keep them guessing just enough to be able to square anything up.
Again, the work of Farron pays off.
I mean, this one, it's a screwball, but at the very, very end, it just kind of tails down, kind of tails out of the zone. And Parker, she's not able to hold off of that one. And that was a good throw from across the plate by Farron. Across the field. She was ranging in that 5-6 hole all the way across.
Off speed to Kinsey Hansen. CC bouncing back with back-to-back outs. Coach Newman Denise saying CC is the definition of a power pitcher. Does a great job of keeping it down in the zone, and well, that's exactly what we're seeing right now. A couple of ground ball outs to answer the Cassidy Pickering single. Case in point.
This one with a heavy drop out of the hand. That started mid-upper thigh to Kinsey Hansen, and she's a pretty tall girl. She's 6'1". By the time the ball got to the catcher, that was down by the red in her stirrup. That was a dramatic drop. Woo. And you see it again.
What a luxury
Ability to have
for the Aztecs.
That much break. Letting that spin overtake, you can just see the way it drops off. That spin overtaking that pitch. And Hansen out of the hand again. It just looks like such a good pitch, high, and that late break.
SDSU's gotta love this. You get a player growing up right in your backyard, that greater Southern California area. You keep her at home, get her in an Aztec uniform, and she is excelling right now against the nation's best. Counts full though. Chopped up, it's over CC's head, play at first, not quite in time. That's a great effort by Macario, but the Sooners have 2 on.
We talked last game about the sun coming up, this ground hard. This one not able to get into the glove of Solora. She's not able to grab onto this one. Just need to focus on one pitch. Give something for your defense.
Sid Sanders watching ball 1.
He throws down in the zone, that hard drop. Gonna get a lot of ground ball, so she's probably just reminding her defense, give yourself a little bit of an extra step, give yourself a little bit of grace there. It's easier to come up on a ball than it is to have to go back on a hard bounce. That one not quite as droppy, but still doing the job. Talk about working in different levels, different planes. You expect something to drop off the table and it stays flat. Sanders
loops it right up, and it's no problem for Brocky.
Minutes. This has been a good game that's been going on. Oklahoma up 2-0 here in the 4th inning, but San Diego State has been looking good. The adjustment for them is getting used to that lefty curveball spin from Deal and being able to cut it off before it breaks. I would say for the lefty, scoop up in the box, get that ball before it breaks, make it more like a fastball than a curveball.
That thing just died on its way up the middle. Garcia gave it a quality rip, but Hodge had enough time.
This one, she catches it almost out in front. but it just died. But great range by Hodge. That's the second one that we've seen her make up the middle, just ranging back, being able to grab that ball.
Avery Hodge, Quincy Lilio, Alina Torres, all competing for playing time at that second base spot. Hodge has the early edge. Angie Yellen watching a couple away. Flew out to Pickering her first time up.
But it was well hit and deep out there in left field. She had a good look against Deal.
Gave that one a ride too. Pretty identical. That one had a little more speed on it. It was also more right at Pickering.
Yeah, she's definitely on Deal. Did a nice job of sitting on this pitch. Sometimes whenever you're a righty and you see that lefty curve coming at you, it's hard to wait to let that ball get to you, get into that sweet spot, and bend back around just a little bit closer. But Yellen did a nice job, but just like you said, right to Pickering, back-to-back at bats.
Kanabraki, who's been active out in center field, trying to get the better of Deal. Kirsten Deal has really settled into this game. 10 retired in a row.
Rocky right now, her swing just looking a little chaotic, a little bit too rushed, too overpowering. This pitch, it's a good pitch, but you can see she's kind of falling over her legs. Cases like this, especially whenever you're trying to just get a hit, get something going for your team, don't try to overswing. Sometimes short and sweet does the best job.
Good job of resisting the rise there. Tried to work the back door, just missed.
Just a little low from Deal. Saw Kinsey Hansen trying to do her best to bring that back up.
Kirsten comes home and gets the K. She's got one in every inning, and it's 3 straight facing the minimum. Kirsten Deal locked in. Path, no doubt, to one day playing here at Mary Nutter.
Yeah, nothing beats being able to come out, see your favorite team, get those autographs. Riley Boone offering with that bunt. Think about what she did last at bat. Showed that slap and then was able to hit something hard through the 5-6 hole. This one again that has the versatility to hit, to bunt, to slap. Makes it hard as a defense, especially on that left side, to position yourself in the right spot.
Boone watches that one run away. You saw that Firecrackers shirt. That is one of the top travel ball teams anywhere in America. And it is also the same travel ball team CC Cerula played on when she was growing up. So young fans getting to see players from the exact same teams now representing 2 of the bona fide elites. The Mountain West favorites and the Big 12 favorites. Hodge watching on as that is clean work.
Like you said, clean work right here. That's a drop ball low and into Riley Boone. not able to get underneath that because that's a hard pitch for lefties to get to. If you're a pitcher who can spot that pitch tight on that inside half the corner. Great location right there.
Cario to Murphy for out number 1. And here's Avery Hodge watching ball 1.
And you think about all these young eyes that are watching these college teams right now, and they're saying, man, I want to be like her. Oh, I want to play like that. I think back to whenever I was a young girl and whenever my friends were young players and they had their idols and they had people that they looked up to. That one, Hodge fouling that straight into her foot.
She's laughing
Smile on
about
her face, though. I mean, it has to be picture perfect to be able to get it right there on your toe.
It's like, all right, fine.
Nice little smile.
I'm sure you guys will show me that video again later. Oh, and Avery doesn't want this. Here's another look at it. She's laughing the entire way. She's like, oh, man.
Right on top of her toe. And you had to know that one was coming. After getting that strike and fouling it off on your foot, the last thing you want as a slapper is for something to come in on the hands again. So Laura does a nice job. She has been pounding that inside half against these lefties, really making them struggle.
Couple of hops into Farron, 2 down. CC Solorison's coming in. Couple innings pitched, just conceding 2 hits. Nothing on the score. And, you know, from the outside, you see Coach Newman Denise come and get the Mountain West Pitcher of the Year. And all of a sudden, you wonder, you know, is this Jet heading in the wrong direction? Are you taking out a critical piece? And the answer, quite unsurprisingly from one of the best to ever do it, is no, we had a plan. And that plan is being executed brilliantly by San Diego State.
To your point, to bring in a pitcher who is throwing that down ball, being able, and you see Coach in the background after that pitch raise her hands up and say, where did that miss? Throwing that down ball against Oklahoma, that has been a struggle for the past few innings ever since Celora came in. So to be able to continue to work that pitch and then just a few, bring it up in the zone, make their eyes pop up and then bring them back down. Oklahoma, they're having a hard time just getting those barrels underneath that ball, getting the right back plane.
Farron's been busy, and she's been up to the task every time. What a game we got cooked.
Love to see them rallying around their teammates, supporting her, showing her, hey, I know you want to be out there, but we got your back. We're going to get it done, as what they have done so far. San Diego State just trying to figure out, like you said, the riddle that is Kirsten Deal. These righties especially, being able to let that ball get deeper, let that curve take over, come back in on that inner half of the plate so they can take that one for a ride up the middle.
Count for Ignacio. Haven't even seen too many 2-ball counts from Kirsten Deal thus far.
This is just the second time that she's thrown 2 balls in a row here.
And she answers back with a nasty rise. since she lost that one and hit Garcia. It has been nothing but outs. To right, and that trend continues. Boone the first.
That one was well hit, but a lot of these athletes, we talk about spray charts for the use of pitchers and being able to understand where they want to throw to these hitters, but spray charts for defenders is just important as well, knowing that, okay, against lefties, this hitter tends to do here. As an outfielder, I can shade over just a little bit, give myself some room.
Is there room in right? Boy, not for most, but for a special athlete, it's just out number 2. What a grab by Riley Boone.
Can we talk about Riley Boone just then? Because she just covered a ton of ground. And Avery Hodges' reaction is everything. Riley Boone shading deep into right center, shading deep into the right foul line. The question is, Corey, is she going to get the cert out? Going to share the fun?
Hey, the game knows and the ball will find you. And right now, Boone wasn't even in the camera shot until the ball was caught. And then it's enter stage left. And Boone somehow makes the grab. I know she's a fan favorite for OU fans watching here in Cathedral City and with us on Flow, because she pretty routinely makes crazy plays like that. Other way this time, Jada Coleman, not to be forgotten about. Coleman and Boone do all the work. Kirsten Deal has faced the minimum 4 straight innings. How about you? Final year for both in the conference, Nicole. That is going to be an absurd series in Red River this year.
I think tickets for that game sold out within minutes. I'm asking all my UT friends, man, are you guys going? Do you have an extra ticket? I want to see this game.
There's no doubt that Osa Brito is going to be a big part of that game. And that series, she's the leadoff base runner.
And Brito just taking this one, not trying to do too much. This is an elevated pitch. You won't see that too much against Oklahoma from Celora. She has been doing such a great job staying low in the zone. And we're going to see a pitching change right here.
They were going to let Cece go in her second time through the order until the effectiveness started to fade just a little bit. It's Didi Hernandez throwing her warm-up pitches for the Aztecs. Cece Celora did a really nice job, but the way to play Oklahoma is pitch by committee. And so Didi Hernandez will come on for San Diego State. An incredibly experienced junior, has done some really good things for SDSU, but has international experience as well. And it's international experience you know well, Nicole. Didi's pitched for the Mexican national team since she was 18 years old.
Yeah, we've been on the same team. Big smile from Didi. Another foul ball. This is our 4th one today. I'm telling you, it needs to be on the bingo card. Foul ball from the other field. Kind of startled her. But yeah, we played on the same team back in the day on the Mexican national team. And to see her come into her own and to be able to grow at San Diego State, it makes a heart happy, just because She loves to compete. She's like a sponge. She likes to soak up information. She wants to be a pitcher who understands the game, understands why she's doing what she's doing. And we've really seen her over the years here at this Mary Nutter tournament, especially, have some really big shining moments.
She'll be responsible for the clutch innings now.
In Oklahoma, they've been facing a lot of different looks. Had some screwball action at first, had a little bit of drop ball, and now you're gonna have the lefty curveball.
High chop, that was a big bounce to Macario, and she played it really well.
And smiles here for her defense. This field, hard as ever, just being a defender, having to watch it all the way in. It doesn't look like it would take a crazy hop, but by the time the first bounce landed, it was close to the grass. So just being able to range back with your feet, get your body in the right position to make that play.
Tiare Jennings watching ball one. 3 for 8 so far on the tournament, including 3 RBI. For number 2 all-time in Oklahoma lore. Still 60-some away from Joss Allo. The absurd part is that's still within reach for Tiare this season because she's that good, and the team around her is pretty consistently on base. Good off speed from Hernandez at 1-1. A little more velo and low in the zone. You can see Tiare take that extra half swing as a practice rep, trying to change the path a little bit, Nicole, against another pitcher. Race for the ball.
A lucky fan getting that ball.
Good battle from Tiare.
May notice Didi Hernandez, whenever she stretches her arm straight out, that's her telling herself to let that pitch go, let that situation go, reset, go on to the next pitch. Something that she learned from her teammate, Dallas Escobedo, national champion at Arizona State. Amazing pitcher in her own right, still playing over in Japan. Played on the Mexican national team as well.
We got to see Dallas pitch on Flow a few years ago. It was down in Puerto Vallarta because softball was in the Olympics, and we're so happy to have it back when it comes to California. The Mexican national team went against college teams in that Puerto Vallarta tournament, and it was so cool just to see really some of the best to ever do it line up. They got a few guest appearances for some American players as well. It was incredible. Lifted with carry to center. It goes. It's high. It flies. Tiare Jennings, one of the best players ever will add 2 more for Oklahoma.
Tiare Jennings, she wants it all and then some. A battle at the plate. Look at the way she gets that ball out in front. Her contact is made at the front of that batter's box. Full extension. Talked about how she was 3 for 8 on this tournament with 3 RBIs. For her, that's struggling, but whenever she makes contact, man, that ball goes, and she is hype for her team as she comes into home plate.
Brings Ella Parker up after Oklahoma doubles their lead in the 5th. Tough to keep Jennings contained. Parker put in a tough spot. Great response by Espinoza.
Great bounce back there from Hernandez. Parker has a lot of power in her own right. It would be easy to feel that momentum from Jennings and be able to go, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. But Hernandez, she knows that. She uses that momentum, that little bit of anxiousness. It's a nice pitch to get an out.
Kinsey Hansen try and keep the good going here for Oklahoma. Little meeting of the minds here in the circle. It's pretty remarkable the difference between the swings of Tiare Jennings and the person she's chasing in the all-time record book in Joss Allo. Tiare has a habit of turning bad pitches for her into good ones. And it doesn't always look super, super nice, but she'll put it out. Allo had a habit of the same swing, the same plane, no matter where the pitch was, and a good amount of the time it left the yard.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I had to pitch against Jocelyn Allo, and I have a ball that's in the other batter's box, and she swings and hits it over. And I'm like, why did you swing at that? She just kind of goes, because I could.
And obviously both approaches work, right? For Allo, it was all about keeping it the same. For Tiare, it's making it happen no matter what. And, well, the results speak for themselves in both cases.
We talk again about mentality and how, as a hitter, being able to stay in the moment. I think both of them, no matter what their approach was, the mentality was the same of, I am going to win this at bat. I am going to have success against this pitcher. It's me versus her, and I am going to win. And having a plan, being 100% in, and whenever you think about it, those off speeds sometimes that gets hitters, or you're way out in front, or you're going for that high pitch, that rise ball you can't just lay off of. Whenever you see those check swings, those are the ones that kind of have those weak hits. When we buy in, buy in.
Kinsey Hansen is very bought in. She's got a 2-out stretch to second, and she's safe. I was about to say single. How about the aggressive base running from the OU catcher?
Very aggressive. It must be because of that single that she got earlier. Legged it out, said, all right, I got some speed on me. This one on the outer half, Hansen. But this one, she sees that it's bobbled by Baraki out in center, and she goes, all right, I'm going to go ahead and take it. That was a nice slide by her to be able to go head first, remove that right hand, avoid the tag, and keep her left hand on the bag. You'll see it right here. Watch that hand just move out of the way.
Ooh,
very
wow.
heads up base running.
That's a great job by our crew to give you that look. That is the type of softball play that does not get noticed. And it is a difference maker in a critical spot. That is unbelievable and yet totally believable. IQ from Kinsey Hansen. Sanders watching it float in. That's also a really tough error to take out there for Brocky. That's a really small little bounce that doesn't normally affect any play, especially when you're going up against a catcher on the base paths. But right there, it will cost 60 feet.
And I think as far as defensive-wise, Oklahoma and San Diego State, they have been pretty on par with each other throughout this game.
Yeah.
Save for the home run by Jennings, it has been a tight ball game at the plate as well. But what Oklahoma has done this game that San Diego State hasn't quite made the adjustment to is those little things, just like we just saw with Kinsey Hansen. Seeing the bobble, going for the extra base, knowing to remove your hand to avoid the tag. Those little things, they add up. You get a runner on second, a ground ball, scores another. Kinsey Hansen's getting a little eager over there.
Big time.
Smile from Coach Gasso saying, okay.
Yep. She loves to see it from her catcher. Sydney Sanders, a walk, her second today.
That one, a good eye by Sanders, being able to be disciplined at the plate. And we're gonna get the pinch hitter, Carly Keeney. We talked about her last night, Corey, and we were just saying to be in that pinch hit spot and not know when you're going to come in, but whenever you do, you have to be ready. It's typically in a situation where there's runners on and you need to get a hit to score this runner. And Keeney, she has been so successful so far. Just a bat, the way that she's been able to make contact consistently, having hard hits. Saw one hard back at the pitcher last night.
Only in a game where Oklahoma's up by 4 would you even see a pinch hit bid replacing Riley Boone. But to your point, Ludlam's been that good. And it is an unbelievable luxury for Oklahoma to have Riley Ludlam behind K9.
I mean, look at this swing. Riley Ludlam is pulling no punches. It's a great spot there by Didi Hernandez.
There's that great off speed that Didi's got.
Talk about a 1-2 punch. You go tight and in on the hands of Ludlam, and then your second pitch is a floater on that outside half. Hard for a hitter to keep their timing.
Hansen and Sanders on the pond. Nasty. Good bounce back from Didi Hernandez. And Riley Ludlam's pinch hit bid left wanting. Still, it's 2 runs, both coming on one swing of the bat. Tiare Jennings has already made history and is in pursuit of a whole lot more. Her team up 4-0 now as they search for 65 in a row.
And right now we're seeing a lot of fans out there in the crowd. Just thinking about how much this tournament has grown. There's always been great softball, but I feel like in the past few years, you've seen an explosion of fans coming out specifically for the tournament. It used to be, okay, you would have the locals who would come, and then you would have the parents and maybe some friends of the players. But now it's just, I'm a fan of the game. I want to come out and watch some softball.
Absolutely. It's the phrase we hear these days from every coach. Grow the game. That's now the #1 thing. You know, it used to be instilling the fundamentals, creating feeder systems for these colleges, and eventually fostering a pro league that makes you want to go through and play at the next level. And while that stuff's all still important, it's now about continuing this growth curve, as right now, Kirsten Deal, well, she's on fire.
Deal finishes this one with a rise ball on that up and outer half. She's gotten a few strikeouts on that pitch, and I think that tells you how hard it is to resist that one. It looks like that backdoor out of the hand and then just slowly inches upwards out of the zone.
Rock back by Macario. Michaela over
that point, Corey, about growing the game. It doesn't matter how good your fundamentals are, how entertaining this game is. The game won't grow if people don't see it.
Right.
And
Pickering for the out.
Back at where this tournament was several years ago. I mean, just look at the coverage that Flo is able to provide. We have replays, we have multiple camera angles. I remember my freshman year, we barely had one camera. And to see the way that this has evolved, the amount of viewership, the amount of people who are now able to tune in and watch a really quality game, a high quality broadcast, it makes a difference.
There's no doubt about it. It's why there's pretty much been universal acceptance of this pitch clock rule. And it's funny because we've got a lot of old school coaches in our sport, and you'd think they wouldn't be about a rule change like that. And you hear pretty much across the board, yep, we love it. It speeds up our game, sure, it'll take an adjustment, but it helps our TV partners, and that lets us reach people we would not have been able to otherwise. And once you start to do that, you get more young players into the game, watching the game, and the growth becomes exponential in that point. Growth begets more growth, and we wind up in an absolutely incredible spot. Espinoza, great high chop. Hodge couldn't quite save it. That's a base knock for Bella Espinosa. She's 2 for 3.
It's a good snag by Sanders, not letting that one go by, but man, Espinosa, this one so high into the air, obviously well over the head of Deal, but there's no even need for a throw. Combine her speed with that slap. Deadly combination.
So Garcia, first pitch swinging up to Jennings. That does it. So Bella Espinosa's got 100% of the hits, but Oklahoma and Deal have worked around it. They go to the insurance market. Step back in the box. He taps his wrist, lets her know, hey, it's time to go, or it's going to be a strike call. She comes in and gets it done. Umpires keeping track of time with those new rules here on a neutral site field, no visible clock. So that communication is important. Mr. Brendan did a great job right there.
Yeah, and we were talking about the implementation of the pitch clock, being able to see that clock behind home plate, and there'll be another one visible at a lot of stadiums. This one just not set up for having that pitch clock, but most stadiums around the country will have it visible for both the pitcher and the home plate umpire and catcher to see. So 2 different clocks in 2 different locations.
Alina Torres making her day debut.
Seeing Alina Torres, one of those faces that's battling it out at second for that starting position. Avery Hodge, obviously a fantastic defender. There's a three-way rotation going on between Hodge, Torres, and Quincy Lilio. Devi Hernandez. This is strikeout looking. This one pulled the string. Woo.
Aztecs looking to get to the top of the 7th. Already a tall task. They'll need 4. Can't afford much more. Coleman, flashing bunt. Bounce back pitch. Sooners step aside after this one. They've got a doubleheader coming tomorrow. They will take on Seattle and Loyola Marymount. 2 teams very much competing for their conference championships. Meanwhile, this wraps it up for San Diego State here in Cathedral City. Worst case scenario is 3-1 and a really fruitful trip north for the Aztecs. They still have their eyes on a whole lot more. The top of the 7th coming up. Then it's the Purple and Gold Challenge in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where it is a gauntlet for San Diego State. The McNeese team that's borderline top 25, an LSU team that will always compete. And they wrap it up with Illinois, who we're going to get the chance to see next, right here on Wrigley Field.
I think we need to make a list of, because everybody knows the Oklahomas, the LSU, Tennessee, but I think we need to make a list of all the teams like the San Diego State, like the McNeese, like Wichita State, who are smaller schools but are really, really good and can compete with just the best of them.
Those are 3 that are right there at the top of their conference standings. Wichita State had a big win last night, and they've run the American. Even as they're a younger team, they got a real chance at the AAC once again.
You talk about visibility. Like Oklahoma gets a lot of visibility, but those smaller schools don't always.
Good duck, good run. Rocky's got the out.
That's another reason why tournaments like these are so great, because you get to see them face up against these top teams and be side by side, right in stride with them, competing.
Brito was going to come up. Hannah Core will replace her. And we said it when she left. Wouldn't be surprised if Allie Light came back out. And so Allie Light will go back to work for San Diego State. She re-warms up here at Mary Nutter. So, Allie Light returns after all. Brito will stay in the game. Core is on deck for Pickering. Light got the ground out last time against Brito, back in the first inning.
that one. I don't know if it hit Patty Gasso, but if it didn't, it barely missed. Hard foul ball down that third baseline. She looks okay. She's a tough lady, though.
Got some experience. Been in that third base coach's box for a minute. Had some hard shots right at her. Fair ball across the diamond, not in time. Great run by Brito. Or is it fair?
It was called foul.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, just a little bit foul.
Coach Gasso disagreed. Here's going to be the money look.
I think that one's foul. Good battle here by Burrito.
Brings it back to twos. Light. Ooh, nearly.
Thought she might have had her on that one. You can see the smile on Light's face. She thought it too. Talked about this umpire. A little tight on that outside half. A little far out, little low.
Light goes off speed and just misses. Brito works the walk. Oklahoma still alive with 2 outs.
This one, right location as far as height, but just a little on that outside half. And Brito, she's fired up, not uncommon. A little bit of controversy last year about how excited Oklahoma got on their walks. Love it, hate it. They say we don't care.
Anything and everything in the chase for 8. Anna Kaur. On the backhand, Farron has no play. Anna Kaur on the board for her time with Oklahoma.
Kaur coming out swinging early on a pitch that's left elevated. A lot of speed. You saw Farron, not a bad play, coming up, getting ready to go, but Anna Kaur might be one of the fastest runners on Oklahoma's staff. A lot of speed from her.
That's a relatively routine ground ball for pretty much everybody. But Kaur legs it out and enters the stat sheet for the first time from the batter's box. Sets up Tiare Jennings.
You know,
Tiare
in the
Jennings.
back of her mind, she has this swing. Absolutely crushed out in center field. She knows the power that this athlete has and just nibbling around the zone, trying to get her to get a little bit uncomfortable, to get out in front. Granted, that doesn't always work, even if you do fool Tiare Jennings.
Not fooled that time. She rolls that all the way to the fence. Brito crosses. Kaur converts her first college hit into a run. And Oklahoma has their insurance.
Jennings, again, the way she's able to get her barrel out in front and then just keep it there on that extension part. She is fired up, but man, she has seen the ball so well right now this game.
That is a 4 RBI day for Tiare Jennings. And she is in hot pursuit of that Oklahoma record. All of this coming with 2 outs. Didi Hernandez got strikeout, fly out, then pitching change, walk, single, double.
That's what Oklahoma was known for last year, how tough they were to get that 3rd out.
Light's
One
been
point
effective.
last year during their season, they had a 500+ batting average with 2 outs as a team. And so Light, she knows that she's going to want to throw those off-speed, those lower pitches in the zone. Try to get Parker to chase after those, get out in front, give her defense something that they can easily field and get a quick out on.
Light nearly had Brito, just missed on what would have been strike 3. Cora didn't hit it hard, but she's crazy fast. And then Jennings has gotten the best of even the best. There again, all Light can do is laugh.
She wants that inside pitch to that lefty. This one just a little inside. He has been consistent with not calling that pitch all game.
And Ella Parker continues to fight.
A little quiet in the batting order today. Yesterday had a couple of big time hits. The San Diego State staff, they've been able to keep her at bay, keep her pretty quiet.
The late pitch battle between Parker and Light.
Gonna need to start keeping track of how many 8-pitch at-bats we have in these games, because I feel like time after time after time, these hitters are battling in this box.
No doubt. Light rocks, comes home. And it misses low. Payoff. Lifted by Parker, just to the grass. Tiare scores. The 2-out magic continues for the Sooners.
Man, this was a great battle and a really, really good pitch by Light. This is an off-speed over the middle of the plate, but about as far close as you can get without that ball bouncing in the dirt. And Parker, she's just able to get that barrel out in front, get it into a no man's land out there in center. Another run across, and Oklahoma, they're able to score one more. This game ends here and now.
That's Parker at first, representing the game-clinching run. The Aztecs threw the best punch at the champs so far in this tournament. Kept it extremely tight through 4 complete. And even after 5, 4-0 is one theoretical swing of the bat. But Oklahoma once again, proving themselves, not that they need to. That one, a really nice grab right along the fence. We got two really good catchers in this game, and Alyssa Garcia reminds this San Diego State team may be down here against number one. This squad can play. What a catch. Illinois, Baylor, and Tennessee, the final three for UCLA here at Field of Dreams.
And I also just want to point out that UCLA fan, he is in the back of the complex.
Yeah.
Trying to get a glimpse. That is how packed this stadium is. I mean, that is as far back as you can get. Maybe the little bit of height gives them a better view.
There you go, that's what I'm saying. On the hill, you get a chance. Enjoy the game from a different perspective. Angie Yellen has absolutely ripped two balls straight to left field. Where Hannah Core is now, was Pickering. Lilio also takes over at second.
Waiting for Yellen to get something that drops down in that zone. She's done such a good job off the deal. She's due. As a hitter, it can be frustrating knowing that you square up those pitches. You're like, yes, that was good. Okay, it was right to him. Next at bat. Yes, that was good. Okay, that was right to him.
Not to be lost in the offense from Oklahoma, this has been the best start of Kirsten Deal's career. She had set it pretty good against Lamar last week, but now, particularly factoring in quality of competition and by the numbers, she's racked up a strikeout in just about every inning. She's been in firm command, facing the minimum since the start of the second inning. This has been imposing and near perfection for the youngster Deal. She'll pick up another K. That's 6.
Talking of strikeouts, we might as well just watch one more. This one, Deal has been getting these righties on that backdoor rise. It's a tough pitch to lay off of. It looks like it's gonna bend back over. Can't risk it with 2 strikes.
On the back, it gets away from Lilio. Brocky does give San Diego State a little lifeline here in the 7th.
It's a nice knock by Brocky. She has been pitched that outer half all game long by Deal. Just fed that outer half and struggled. It's a great adjustment her 3rd time through, being able to get that ball, hit it hard up the middle, hard enough to make Lilio make an error.
You're just talking about the slate that UCLA has gone through here at Mary Nutter. The Mountain West is a good league, but it is going to feel easy by comparison after what San Diego State has put themselves through in this preseason. Ignacio goes 5-6 hole, 2 on for the Aztecs. That forged by fire approach. Obviously Oklahoma right here. They started the year against a top 5 Stanford team. Another team out of the Big Ten in Minnesota. Top 25 Kentucky, top 25 A&M, twice. Top 20 Oregon, top 15 Missouri, number 1 Oklahoma. And we mentioned they've got McNeese, LSU, and Illinois on deck. That is a crazy run for this Aztecs team.
And I think that this is the right way to do it. You want your team to see where they stand. You want your team to know where they need to be. And I've never understood coaches can't shy away from those challenges. Yes, you don't want your team to lose confidence, but at the same time, you should want them to face the best. Because if they face the best, they know what the best looks like. They know where they need to be to become the best. And that's what San Diego State has done consistently, but especially this year. They're rising to new levels. We've seen them in postseason, and they have knocked on the door of regionals time and time again. I think this year they're saying, I'm tired of being stuck at that regional point. I want to get to Supers. I want to get to World Series.
That's up to Coleman. Aztecs down to their final out. The freshman Julie Holcomb, by the way, was the pinch runner. She's over at first base. There's another couple of matchups I didn't even mention in that list. They get Utah, at home at least, in San Diego. And their final game before Mountain West play is a Fullerton team that has put the rest of softball on notice. And they play Long Beach, the reigning Big West champions, 2 games before that. I mean, you talk about every possible draw on the West Coast and otherwise, SDSU has it on their calendar. It's up to AJ Murphy.
And you mentioned West Coast as well. They have been, whenever they get sent to regionals, they have been up and down that West Coast area. They want to face these teams that they're going to see later on in postseason. They want to be familiar with these pitchers, with these hitters, with their defense, how they play.
Deal, 1 strike away.
Oklahoma has been dominating so far this Mary Nutter, looking so good. Offense, defense, and pitching.
Lifted straight up. Again, it won't be a new high watermark in strikeouts for Kirsten. She had 10 against Lamar, but 6 or 7, depending on how this final out comes. Complete game shutout against a team of this caliber, even understanding they're missing Mac Barbara. This is the announcement from the youngster. Hey, last year's in the past, I'm ready now. Lifted in to the glove of Boone. The chase for 8 continues with win number 65 in a row. A complete game shutout for Kirsten Deal and the Sooners. And Oklahoma wins it 7-0. Over half their offense coming from Tiare Jennings in a 4 RBI, 3-hit day. The champs were challenged, Nicole, but they win again.
Oklahoma showing why they are the